Right, ladies and gentlemen, my name is Kieran and welcome to a different kind of video than what I usually do, as this one actually focuses on a headline that popped around the interweb the other day, and that is that THQ Nordic acquired the rights to Kingdom Come Deliverance and acquired the devs to it, Warhorse Studios. Now, if you haven't heard of Kingdom Come Deliverance or Warhorse Studios, because I don't think I've actually covered them on the channel yet, so here is some little bits of information. Kingdom Come Deliverance is an open world RPG similar in the vein of Bethesda Game Studios RPGs in terms of the open world exploration. Unlike Bethesda RPGs, however, Kingdom Come Deliverance focuses on a much more grounded and realistic style of gameplay that lets players fully immerse themselves into the world of 1400s Bohemia. Kingdom Come was delivered by Warhorse Studios that was founded back in 2011. This game being their first title definitely sets a high bar for them for what they can achieve as a game studio, and definitely gives me confidence in their future titles. Now that brings us here to 2019, a year after the release of Kingdom Come, where Warhorse is now owned by the giant that is THQ Nordic. Well, the studio is actually a subsidiary of Koch, is it Koch Media? Yeah, Koch Media, which publishes games like Metro. THQ Nordic has actually been on like a spending spree over the last year with purchases such as Alone in the Dark, Time Splitters, and even Kingdoms of Amalur Reckoning, which is an odd one, is definitely a strange one, but it's cool that they see enough potential in the IP to actually purchase it. So with this acquisition, it does beg the question, what does THQ Nordic plan on doing with Warhorse Studios? I'm a big fan of Kingdom Come Deliverance, and I bought the game day one on PC, powered through the bugs, through the glitches, through the problems, and even watched the Gamementary documentary on the game and its development, so I've been keeping up with the studio's progress and plans for the near future before their acquisition. I really doubt that THQ or Koch Media will bother with Warhorse too much, as in like interfere with the development process and their creative freedom. With THQ Nordic CEO Lars Wingforce saying, "I look forward to continue working with the founders who will continue managing the studio under a strong creative freedom for many years to come." This does sound like a good deal, since Warhorse Studios doesn't necessarily need to worry too much about the funding of their games anymore, since I know from Kingdom Come Deliverance that was mainly funded through Kickstarter but also published by Deep Silver as well, which I think Deep Silver is actually owned by Koch Media as well, which is cool. That probably led to the acquisition. Let's move on to where I think Warhorse Studios will move on from here. It's almost a definite that they will be working on the next Kingdom Come game, since the ending of Deliverance left the story of Henry on a nice wee cliffhanger. Originally, the plan for the Kingdom Come series was that the 3-arc story would happen across 3 separate games. This plan changed, however, after their Kickstarter campaign blew up in popularity, causing Warhorse to make Deliverance into an even bigger title by featuring both Act 1 and Act 2 of the story into the one game instead of separate. One of the devs said this over on Kingdom Come Deliverance's FAQ page on Steam, saying, "When we first started making KCD, we had planned on making 3 separate games. However, our first game got big pretty fast, so we decided to put the first 2 acts together, and then we plan on putting the 3rd act into our sequel." So that's where we're at now in terms of what Warhorse is actually working on, that being Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, or whatever they're going to end up calling it, because, Kingdom Come is like a separate thing, and Deliverance is a subtitle, so I'm curious if they're just going to lead with Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, or just call it Kingdom Come something else, Maybe the subtitle Deliverance is actually tied to Henry, so like Kingdom Come is going to exist as a franchise, and so it's like after the Deliverance games finish and end, they're going to move on to a different time period with a Kingdom Come title, but then have a different subtitle with a different character in a different place. That would be cool. I am quite curious how they're going to handle it though, since the beginning of Deliverance was focused on improving and in developing Henry's skills and abilities with swords, horse riding and archery. Obviously in the sequel, Henry will retain all of his skills he learned from the previous game, because it doesn't really make any sense if he just loses it all. So they will have to either have us developing Henry from a common soldier, which he became at the end of Deliverance, into into what is essentially like this badass Punisher looking person, or have him end up in a coma due to his injuries, or just have him very injured during a battle, and because he was in the coma for so long, or maybe because he was so injured for a long period of time, he needs to retrain all of his skills and abilities to get back on his feet. Warhorse could also be developing more than just Kingdom Come, now that they have more access to resources than before when they were independent. Another Kingdom Come style RPG, but in a different period of time and location, like what I said before, that would be great. That would be fucking amazing. Imagine being in like medieval Japan with the Mongol invasion back in, what was it, the 1200s that happened? That would be a sick RPG, like a first-person, realistic RPG set in ancient or medieval Japan. That would be amazing, absolutely amazing. It also could be a possibility that they're working on another Kingdom of Amalur game, since THQ owns the IP and that game is actually also an RPG. You know, just a thought, it could happen. Maybe THQ Nordic was like, okay guys, we have this IP, we need to look for a good RPG studio. Who's good at making games nowadays? Oh, the CD Projekt Red. Well, they're kind of set. they like, I don't think they'll come to us when asked, because they're too busy working on their big Cyberpunk games and their Witchers. So, let's take a look in who released an RPG over the last year. Oh, we have Warhorse Studios with their Kingdom Come Deliverance, a brand new studio with their first game being amazing. Fantastic, I think they would like to be acquired. Let's go after them and maybe let them make a Kingdom of Amalur, or Amalur? I keep fucking up the name. Kingdom of Amalur game. That would be amazing. So where do you think Warhorse Studios will go from here, and what do you think THQ will acquire next? Let me know down in the comments below, because THQ have been on a spending spree as of late. Literally in the past year, all I see in the fucking news headlines is like, THQ Nordic has now acquired this, has now acquired this, has now acquired this, and I'm like, how much money do they make? I want to know this, because it seems like they have unlimited like supply of cash to spend on all these studios and IPs that they're probably just going to have sitting there for ages. By the way, THQ Nordic buy Overlord. That's a cool game. That's a cool game series that's been sitting in the dust for a long time, and that deserves a good developer and it deserves more games. So please buy Overlord so you can get like more game studios and make games on it. Thanks everyone for watching, and if you're interested, I do have a link below to an article on my website talking about Kingdom Come 2 also. Before I go, I would just like to thank my brilliant wee patrons Simon609, Devil and Proxy1 for their continued support over on my Patreon. Thank you guys so much, I do really appreciate it. Stay tuned for more stuff over on Patreon. Anyway guys, yeah, thank you all so much, and I shall see you later. Bye bye.